Hello everyone, my name is Aiden Marshall Court. I am the co-chapter leader of the Washington D.C. chapter. I quickly want to say we've had an amazing 2024 conference with some amazing guest speakers so far, hearing some captivating stories and listening to many journeys that illuminate different paths, experiences, and insights that we may find connection in. I'm absolutely honored to introduce our final guest speaker of the conference. This individual has been an integral part of the community for 20 years. Fun fact, at his first conference in Baltimore, Maryland, the keynote speaker there was then Senator Joe Biden. In his spare time, he enjoys living his best bro life in the gym. He then enjoys going out and eating food that erases any said gym progress. And he, of course, loves finding humor in everyday life. I wanted to add one more note that I wanted to take the moment to share about this individual, that I can confidently say that without him, me, myself, and I'm sure many others would not be here today. He's helped not only find me community, but also opportunity, connection, and ultimately has shown me strengths that I did not know that I possessed. I love him like a mentor, a friend, a gym bro, and ultimately a brother in this Stuttering family of ours. For his 20th conference, please help me give a large round of applause for Tim Flynn.
So I would like to first thank Aiden for making me cry prior to my speech, even starting. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Tim Flynn, and this is my 20th year a part of the National Stuttering Association. I have only missed one conference in that time, which was in Long Beach, California. I tried my best to find old photos from 2004, but I only managed to find a single photo. So let's all brace ourselves and to take a look. Okay, so my first comment is good Lord, and my second comment is look at that tie. Part of me wanted to share a little bit about every conference that I have been to, but as this 15-minute timer in front of me stares into my soul, I don't think I have time for that. Nothing quite says a stuttering conference like in intense time pressure. That would take me about 45 seconds per conference, and frankly, just saying the location of every conference would take me longer than 45 seconds. Especially 2008 in Parsippany, New Jersey. It's interesting for me to look back over the years, especially when preparing for this speech. People always ask me, what was my favorite conference? And the answer to that is most definitely the first time we went to Scottsdale in 2009 for a variety of reasons. Be sure to find me at the banquet later, and I'll go more into detail. Next, people tend to ask me, what do I remember most about each conference? And honestly, before going down memory lane in preparation for this speech, I had a hard time remembering everything. What I do remember, though, are the feelings across different moments in time within my own personal stuttering journey and within my time here, a part of the NSA. Excitement, hope, absolutely terrified. Those were my feelings when I went to my first conference in Baltimore, Maryland in 2004. It was a different time then, and just to just to paint that picture even clearer, I managed to find a first-timers article I wrote for the NSA's Letting Go newsletter, which I don't even know if that is done anymore. Here is an excerpt from that article. It was almost like I was watching it through a television screen. Dozens of people were walking back and forth, laughing, smiling, and most of all, stuttering. I quickly came to as my surreal moment was interrupted by Russ Hicks. Russ pulled me and another first-timer, James, aside and asked if we would be willing to help organize the chairs in the ballroom for the first-timers icebreaker. While Russ was talking, I was completely blown away. The first thing that entered my mind was, who does this guy think he is? I mean, one person with a stutter walks up to a total stranger and asks them for anything, led to alone a good 2-minute conversation about who I was and where I was from. There have been times where I have not even said hello to friends who I've known for years because of my speech. And here this guy is making it look like it's nothing at all, stutter or not. I think that was the first time that I realized that this conference was nothing ordinary and like nothing I had ever experienced before in my life. Now, I managed to get through that without crying, so we're off to a pretty good start. For those of you who have heard this story about my first conference several dozen times, I apologize. Somewhere in the audience, and by somewhere in the audience, I mean sitting right in front of me, is the newly appointed board member, Andrew Bowers, who is most likely signed to himself because he's heard my stories more than anyone. For those of you unfamiliar with Andrew, here he is at this conference. Oh, come on, clicker. All right. And then here he is back in 2009 with me. We have not changed whatsoever. Now, while we're at it, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the chair of the board, Chad, here is Chad and me here at this conference, and once again, brace yourself. Here is me and Chad back in 2007 in Atlanta. Let's quickly get that slide off of the screen. Here is another excerpt from the same article from 2004. One part of the conference I really enjoyed was the music. Everyone has something unique to say about themselves, and when they can express it in which they can express in their own way. One of the best ways I feel people can express themselves is through music. When I first saw the inspirational CD of Frankie Jones for sale at the conference, I was pretty amazed. I quickly purchased the CD, but was unable to listen to it since I did not have my CD player with me. And This is what Frankie's album looked like. I am not joking when I say that I listened to this nonstop the entire first year. After my first conference, I took quite a lot of joy of forcing all of my fluent friends to sing the lyrics, and then while they were singing the lyrics, I would always tell them to sing the lyrics harder, stutter when you sing them, which was also extra funny for me because most of us don't stutter when we sing, but of course my friends did not know that at the time. And for those of you who might be a little confused hearing the term CD player, this is a CD player. All right. It's really wild for me thinking about how much time has passed. I went from feeling excitement, hopeful, and terrified to feeling empowered, motivated, transformed. I finally felt heard for the first time. Most of my life, I felt like I was an extrovert trapped in an introvert's body, and I started to question a lot of things, most of all my thoughts about myself. What if striving for fluency inhibits my ability to communicate? You see, like most of the people in the room today, I wanted to be treated like everybody else, but it also terrified me at the same time. Sure, treat me the same, but I'm not going to make that phone call when other people are in the room, and I'm most definitely not going to order food for a full car of people as we drive through the drive-through. I spent most of my childhood and a significant portion of adulthood thinking about what others thought of me, waiting in anticipation for when I will stutter and what will the listener's reaction be. Not just what will their reaction be, but what will my reaction be to their reaction. How should I react? I started to question this. Do others care, or do I only think that they care? I discovered that most people, and obviously there are exceptions to this, don't care very much. I started to pay attention differently, not to the people who had those intense and sometimes embarrassing over-the-top reaction, but those who had no reaction. I would actually get upset if people did not have a reaction. Like, what are you doing? Don't you see that I'm just stuttering? Why is this affecting you? It's certainly paralyzing to me. I started to realize that stuttering is so misunderstood that when someone mimics stuttering, they don't realize they're making fun of stuttering. How many of you have had somebody imitate the way that you talk and then you tell them that you stutter, and then they say something like, oh no, I was just pointing out that you quote unquote misspoke. Conflicted role model, imposter. After a while, I went from being a first-timer to attending my 10th conference and earning the old-timers badge. I graduated college, grad school, I became a speech pathologist, which is wild for me to think about because I vividly remember being a freshman in college and having the thought, how can I help somebody else if I can't help me? I also remember going to a freshman level speech pathology class just to try it out. It was SPA 105. I walked in, sat down. The professor came in and said, welcome to Introduction to Public Speaking. So I said, nope, got up, left. I wanted no part of that. Going from that to being an old-timer meant the world to me. People looked up to me. My role in the community started to change. With that, my feelings became a bit more complicated. I suddenly started to feel pressure to be a certain way, to appear confident, comfortable in letting my stutter as much as I can. People would say to me, Tim is totally at peace, and he doesn't care at all about his stuttering. I wish I could be like that. I started to fear letting people know that I still struggle sometimes. I was my full self at conferences, but I found myself avoiding more in the real world. Outside of the conference, having the thought, oh, it's okay. It's only a couple months until the NSA Conference, so I can recharge. I then started to feel guilt and shame for feeling that way, that I was somehow misrepresenting myself and I was an imposter. Within my own community. Those old feelings from my childhood of that I somehow don't belong, so somehow managed to creep their way into something that I hold so dear. I had to remind myself, don't believe everything I think. I am who I am, and I love myself. It took me a very long time to feel that way, and I'm still working on it. The best advice I can give to any one of you is to not believe every thought you have about yourself. Challenge that self-talk, those inner thoughts and feelings that are swirling around inside every one of us. Stuttering is okay. Struggle is okay, and struggling while stuttering is okay too, no matter where you are on your stuttering journey. Give yourself permission to be imperfect. You are not only good enough, but you are also your authentic self. Strive for authenticity and give yourself permission to feel how you feel. Sometimes those feelings are going to be messy, and that's okay too. It dawned on me that maybe I am an imposter, but not in the way I think I am. I'm not an imposter at the conference. Maybe I'm an imposter in the real world. This is the real me right here, right now. And here we are at present day, family, imperfect home. People always ask me, why do I keep coming back? What is this organization given to me? And honestly, it's given me everything. It gave me permission to be who I am, to be who I always was. I have never laughed harder or cried more than at this conference. Literally just a couple days ago on a Thursday night, I was laughing so hard that my face started to hurt. Those are the moments I cherish the most. The moments where I'm laughing while stuttering. Doing those two things simultaneously used to be completely foreign to me. Along the same lines, if you haven't had an opportunity to go out to eat yet with a large group of people who stutter, I strongly recommend doing so. One of my favorite things about these conferences, and few things bring me more joy than scaring a waiter or waitress half to death while waiting on a table of people who stutter. My goal for myself is simple: be my full self, no matter if I am at this conference or back in the fluent world. I am me, I can be me anywhere, and so can you. This is unfortunately the last day of the conference. A lot of first-timers have had a similar experience as I did back in Baltimore in 2004. Not so much with a CD player or forcing fluent people to sing my stuttering anthem, but you know, still. There are still people here, though, who may not feel the same way. There are people here who may have spent a large part of the conference sitting in their rooms, who may not have felt the immense release of weight off of their shoulders yet. And guess what? That's okay too. What I can tell you is that you are the youngest you will ever be, and the earliest you can make a change in your life is right now. Stutter big, stutter proud. If you are not ready for that change yet, guess what? That's okay. It's okay to stumble along your journey with stuttering. You do not walk that journey alone. You walk it with all of us. If you need help, I will be there to help you along the way. We can stumble together, pick each other up, and keep going. I love you all. Thank you.